What a fantastic episode. Today, I'm going to review episode 8 of The Last of Us HBO. There will be spoilers, so beware. This is Ryan from Xteam, and let's begin. This episode shows the story of Ellie and the cannibals. First thing we saw in this episode is David, the leader of Silver Lake, the resort of cannibalism. At least not all of them know that their leader and his followers are cannibals. He was reading Revelation 21 from the Bible. There is a plot twist. The man Joel killed defending himself in the University of Eastern Colorado turns out to be the father to one of the girls in the resort. She was crying while David is reading the Bible. She asked him when they will bury her father. He said in the spring because the weather is cold. Look who he saw. It's Troy Baker himself, the voice actor of Joel in the games. He was James, David's right hand. Joel is still in pain. Ellie went hunting. She wanted to bring food for Joel. The difference here is that she had Joel's rifle instead of a bow and arrow. But it doesn't matter. She found a deer and shot it. At the same time, David and James were hunting nearby. The deer ran while bleeding and ended up near them. Ellie followed the deer's trail and found David and James. They were about to take the deer with them. Ellie threatened them with the rifle. David told her that they can trade for the deer. She asked for medicine. David told James to bring the medicine from their resort 4 miles away. Ellie and David went to take shelter while James is on his way. They exchanged conversation. David told Ellie that there was a man who was traveling with a little girl, and that man killed another man who has a daughter from their settlement. You see how this goes. The daughter was the one who was crying while David is reading the Bible in the beginning of the episode. After David told Ellie the story and that everything happens for a reason, because he doesn't believe in luck, James arrived with a gun aiming at Ellie. David told him to lower the gun because she didn't kill anybody. He also told him to give Ellie the medicine he brought. She left the whole deer for them and ran quickly back to Joel. They didn't follow her. Instead, he planned to go with the group in the next morning and pick up her trail. Ellie went back to Joel and gave him the medicine. The next morning came. Joel is still in pain. Ellie went outside to catch some air and she saw David, James, and 4 of their men. She went back to Joel, gave him a knife and told him to kill any man that comes near him. She then went out with the horse and distracted them. Later, James shot the horse and Ellie fell. She got a concussion. All the others, including James, wanted Ellie dead except David, their leader. When Ellie fell, James was about to shoot her, but David saved her. He and 2 of his men took her and the horse back to their settlement. The 3 left went door to door searching for Joel. One of the men went to Joel's shelter. Before going downstairs to where Joel was, Joel woke up and hid. He silently killed the man with a knife Ellie left him. We switched to Ellie. David took her and put her in a cage. She woke up from her concussion. David was there waiting for her. He told her that he wants to offer her a new beginning and wanted her to join him. Ellie was worried about Joel. She was silent. David left her. We switched back to Joel, to the fun part. After he killed one of David's men, he went for the others. He concussed both and took them to some hideout. Guess what happened? The torture scene is back. And Joel is, let's say, got buffed. He became the Joel we know from the game, not that soft-hearted man.
Gotcha, asshole! Finish him off! Get him still! Oh, shit! Handcuff me. Let me go, I'll fuck you up. What the fuck? You wait here.
Now, the girl. Is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl. Fuck!
Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
She's alive. She's David's newest pet.
Where?
In the town. In the town.
Now you're gonna mark it on the map. And it better be the same exact spot your buddy points to. Mark it.
It's right there. You can verify it. Go ask him. Go on. I tell you, I ain't lying. I ain't. Fuck you, man. He told you what you wanted. I ain't telling you shit.
That's all right. I believe him.
No, wait!
Joel's story is getting interesting. He lost his daughter and became weak, and now he doesn't want to lose Ellie, so he became strong again. Now we understand why Joel was so soft and how he became strong. This dynamic of the story they made in HBO makes it somewhat sensible, that a man will become weak when he loses someone dear to him. However, in the game that dynamic wasn't there. Instead, Joel became rough and careless, in the beginning at least, before getting closer to Ellie. I think both stories, whether the game or the show is well written, both are excellent. We switch back to Ellie. David brought deer meat to her. While he was out bringing it, Ellie saw a human ear on the floor outside the cage. She knew that David eats human flesh. She didn't eat the food he brought her. Instead, she shouted at him saying that he is sick and eats human meat. He confirmed that. They argued and then he was teasing her. He wanted her to be his partner. He placed his hands in the cage. Ellie also did that. He placed his hands on top of hers. Then Ellie placed her hands on top of his and broke his finger. Same scene happened in the game. David went to bring James so they can grab her and cut her into tiny little pieces. They did grab her and place her in the cutting area. She bit David's hand while struggling. At that point, Ellie was so smart. David was about to cut her hand, but Ellie told him that she is infected and that he should roll her sleeve. He and James saw the bite mark. They were thinking it through. While doing that, Ellie grabbed the machete and killed James with it. She ran away and David was missing his shots because, he pulled his gun and tried to shoot her. Ellie didn't find an exit, but she went to the dinery. The doors were locked. The diner scene where Ellie butchered David happened. He was harassing her when she injured him with the knife, but then she took the machete and butchered him. She found an exit and got out of the burning diner. Joel caught her from the back and she was saying, "Get off of me." She was traumatized after what happened. Joel took her and walked away from the diner. The episode has ended at this point. In the game, Joel found her and took her while she was butchering David inside the diner. But I guess the place was on fire so he didn't enter, or maybe the doors were locked, or he arrived a little late, I don't know. However, I think the game's version is better, it is more impactful. Seeing Joel stopping Ellie from the butchering because she is just a kid, I think it is more provoking. Now, let's talk about the people in the city. As you noticed, the diner was the same place we saw in the beginning of the episode when David was reading the Bible to the people. We noticed that from the sign, "When we are in need, he shall provide." The people weren't there when the fire began for some reason. Maybe the diner was far from their settlement and their homes. I don't know. Also in the game, the people weren't there, just some info here. And that's it. This is the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it. One more episode to go and one more review to upload. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the final one. Bye bye.